pentonic. The seventh note of a natural minor scale is called the subtonic, and the seventh note of a harmonic minor scale is called the leading tone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 scale degrees we learned. We did not learn what the name was for scale degree 2, scale degree 3, and scale degree 6, which is now included in the level 6 RCM course. So let's do that now. From now on, and for the rest of eternity, you will refer to scale degree 2 as the supertonic, okay? So if we play the scale of G major, the second note of a G major scale is A. In the context of the G major scale, we can refer to that A as the supertonic of G major. Scale degree 3. The grown-up word for scale degree 3 is called the mediant, okay? So when you're talking about the third note of any scale, you can refer to it as the mediant. Let's play an A flat major scale. A flat, scale degree 2, supertonic scale degree 3 is the mediant. C is the mediant of an A flat major scale. And the last one, scale degree 6, what's that called? Scale degree 6 is called A flat, scale degree 2, supertonic scale degree 3 is the mediant. C is the mediant of an A flat major scale. And the last one, scale degree 6, what's that called? Scale degree 6 is called the submediant. Don't get that confused with the mediant. Submediant. So what's one of our new key signatures? Our new key signature, one of them is B major. Here's a B major scale. Oops. The sixth note of a B major scale is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This G sharp. So in the context of a B major scale, this G sharp is the submediant. And that is all I have to say about this lesson. Now, go do your homework. If you've forgotten how to write scales or what the steps were, they're the same as the steps I recited to you in the level 5 videos. So the steps haven't changed. I'm not going to say them again here. Alright? So let's go over to the whiteboard together, and I'm going to show you how to write these on the stave, including why it's important to use double sharps and double flats. And then you can go do your homework. Let's go do that.
Взрослому человеку научиться играть на фортепиано.
To start off today's lesson, we are going to begin by discussing enharmonic equivalents. An enharmonic equivalent is when you have two notes that are spelled differently but represent the same pitch. and it can be very confusing, for example, when I tried to explain it in the piano video, because you end up playing the same note on the piano, but on the staff they look differently. So we're going to explore what that looks like right now. Hopefully somewhere in your musical education you learned that this was the note D, which it is. So we call this note D. D is the name for this note. But believe it or not, there are other names for this note. For example, after what we learned over at the piano, we know that we can also call this thing E double flat. So not only is this note, can we refer to this note as D, but we can also call it E double flat, and even worse, we also learned that it can be referred to as perhaps C double sharp. So there's three names for this thing right now that we know. We know it's normally called D, but we know if we see a C double sharp on the stave, if you're a pianist, you'd be playing the note D, and if you were a pianist and you saw E double flat in the music, you would also have to press the D button on the piano. It's confusing. Let's look at how those are represented on the staff, because these are, in fact, enharmonic equivalents. Remember what I said? They're written differently, but they represent the same pitch, and for pianists, that pitch would be D. So let's look at that here. Here's our D on the staff. That's the nice-looking one. Here's E double flat, which on the piano is that thing. These things sound the same. And then there's also C double sharp. And all together, these three notes are enharmonic equivalents. Again, on the piano, you'd be playing D for all these things. If I played the piano right now, I'd be hearing D, D, D. But they are spelled differently. Why? Again, there's many reasons, but for today's class, we are going to be using them when we have to adjust leading tones in keys where the 7th degree is already sharp. Let's go do that. Okay, so let's write a D sharp minor harmonic scale together, and we will see whether or not we need to include double sharps or double flats. So we learned in level 5 that step 1 is to figure out the key signature. This is a minor scale, so I need to steal a key signature from D sharp's relative major key, and I go up 3 semitones on the piano. D sharp, 1, 2, 3, I land on F sharp, not G flat. F sharp, obviously F sharp has sharps, D sharp has sharps, F sharp major. So F sharp major's key signature and D sharp minor's key signature are the same thing, and
Нет, не нравится ему все, да. Нравится. 9.
Because I memorized my key signatures, I know that F sharp major has 6 sharps. Father Charles goes down and ends. And I'm going to write those in the bass clef now. Father Charles goes down and ends. There's my key signature for D sharp minor harmonic. Now step 2 is to write the tonic. The tonic of D sharp minor is obviously D sharp. There we go. And now step 3 is to write up to the next tonic in stepwise motion, and I'm only going to do this ascending because that's all I need to do for this, to prove my point for what I'm showing you. So here was the tonic, and I wrote all the way up to the next tonic. Now last thing we need to do is ensure that this is a harmonic minor scale, because I haven't touched it right now, and when you just write the notes of a minor scale without altering any of them, we are left with a natural minor scale. So I've written D sharp minor natural scale right now. This is incorrect because the question is asking me for a harmonic minor scale. You will recall from level 5, to make a harmonic minor scale, you need to raise the 7th note by 1 semitone. So we have to locate the subtonic of this scale and add an accidental so that it's raised up by 1. The 7th note, or the subtonic of this D minor natural scale right now, is this C sharp. This is the same example I showed to you on the piano. C sharp. We need to raise this C sharp by 1 semitone if we are going to make a harmonic minor scale. How do you raise a note that's already sharp? You use a double sharp, and that's the point of today's lesson. So this changes from C sharp to C double sharp, and now this is a D sharp minor harmonic scale. And we've changed this from being the subtonic to the leading tone. Now back on the piano, we learned some new scale degree names. We learned the supertonic, the mediant, and the submediant. Let's locate those on the scale right now, so that you know how to do it on your homework. Remember, supertonic means scale degree 2. Where's the supertonic in this thing? 1, 2. E sharp is the supertonic of a D sharp minor harmonic scale. Next, we also learn the mediant. Mediant means scale degree 3. What is the mediant of this scale? D sharp, E sharp, F sharp. F sharp is the mediant of this scale. And the last new scale degree name for level 6 was submediant, which means scale degree 6. And the submediant of this scale happens to be B natural. Oops, I should have written submediant, SM for short. Next, let's write an A sharp minor melodic scale and see how that is affected by double sharps. So, step 1 is to figure out the key signature. What is the relative major of A sharp minor? Whose key signature does that steal? We'll go up 3 semitones. A sharp, 1, 2, 3. We land on C sharp. A sharp, B, C, C sharp. Not D flat. C sharp. So how many sharps does C sharp have? That's a tongue twister. All of them. Father Charles goes down and ends battle. All 7 sharps. Oeve. Step 2 is to write the tonic. The tonic of A sharp minor is A sharp. I'm going to start low down here. And remember, we are doing a melodic scale, so this has to be ascending and descending because the pitches are different on either side. Step 3 is to write in stepwise motion up to the next tonic, and I will come back down. Okay, we're going up and down. How do we make this thing melodic? Remember from level 5, a melodic scale. To form a melodic scale, you raise scale degree 6 and 7 on the way up, and you put them back down to their normal pitches, descending. First, let's locate scale degree 6 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6th note of an A sharp minor scale is F sharp, and the 7th note of an A sharp minor melodic scale is G sharp. I have to sharpen those. How do we sharpen a sharp? Again, we're using our double sharp symbol. This becomes F double sharp, and G sharp, which is the subtonic, becomes the leading tone by G double sharp. Now, we have to lower them on the way back down. Do I put a natural sign here? No, they go back to the original, which was just regular sharps. So don't put natural signs there. It's just G sharp and F sharp, back to normal. And that is an A sharp minor melodic scale using double sharps. Let's locate the supertonic, mediant, and submediant, the new scale degrees. Supertonic means scale degree 2. Where's scale degree 2? This B sharp is the supertonic. I suppose we'll write it on both sides of the scale. What's the median of an A sharp minor scale? 1, 2, 3, C sharp. And what is the sub-median of a A sharp minor scale? That's the 6th note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On this side of the scale, the sub-median is F double sharp. And on this side of the scale, the sub-median is the regular F sharp. And we might as well review from level 5. This is the tonic. This is the tonic. The 4th note of the scale is the subdominant. E sharp happens to be the dominant. That's a D. D. There's the tonic again at the top. And this thing over here is the leading tone. And this thing over here is the subtonic in the descending version of the melodic minor scale. And that's all I have to say about this unit. So go do your homework. It's got all the new key signatures that you've had to learn and memorize. You won't be using double flats in this unit. I'll just tell you that. We won't really be using double flats until we get to the interval unit. So mainly you're going to have to worry about double sharps. But double flats are coming soon. So go do your homework.